It was a dark night. December 2nd, 1984. The city of Bhopal, India, was sleeping, unaware of the tragedy that was about to unfold. A cloud of poisonous gas escaped from a pesticide factory owned by Union Carbide India Limited, or UCIL. This gas, later identified as methyl isocyanate, or MIC, silently spread through the city. It seeped into homes, streets, and lungs, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The silence of the night was shattered by the cries of people gasping for breath. The air, thick with the pungent odor of MIC, became difficult to breathe. Thousands woke up to a burning sensation in their eyes and throats, unaware that they were breathing in a deadly poison. The Bhopal gas tragedy, as it came to be known, was a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of industrial negligence. Methyl isocyanate. Sounds complicated, right? In simple words, it's a dangerous chemical. It's used to make pesticides, but it's highly toxic. MIC is so dangerous that even small amounts can be deadly. When inhaled, it reacts inside the human body, causing severe damage to the lungs. Imagine your lungs, which help you breathe, being attacked from the inside. That's what MIC does. It burns, it chokes, and in many cases, it kills. The people of Bhopal had no idea they were living so close to such a deadly substance. The aftermath of that night was horrific. Thousands died immediately, gasping for air. Hospitals were overwhelmed. People were dying in the streets. The official death toll was around 3,787, but the real number is believed to be much higher. Estimates suggest that over 15,000 people may have died from the gas leak in the years that followed. Over 500,000 people suffered from long-term health problems: blindness, respiratory illnesses, cancer. The tragedy left a permanent scar on Bhopal. Section 4. Union Carbide. From India to America. Now, let's talk about the company responsible. Union Carbide. There were two players. Union Carbide India Limited, the company operating the factory in Bhopal, and its parent company, Union Carbide Corporation, based in the United States. UCIL was partly owned by UCC and partly by Indian investors. This ownership structure became a point of contention after the tragedy. Who was ultimately responsible? The Indian government argued that UCC, as the parent company, shared responsibility for the safety practices of its subsidiary. Section 5. Inside the factory. A recipe for disaster. So, how did this tragedy happen? Well, the factory was poorly maintained. Safety measures were inadequate. There were not enough trained workers. And, to make matters worse, the tanks storing the deadly MIC were filled beyond capacity. The official investigation pointed to a series of events that led to the disaster. Water entered a tank containing MIC, triggering a chemical reaction. This caused a rapid increase in pressure, leading to the release of the toxic gas. But many believe that the disaster was not just an accident. It was a result of negligence and cost-cutting measures. Section 6. The aftermath, justice, compensation, and lasting scars. The Bhopal gas tragedy shook the world. It raised serious questions about corporate responsibility, industrial safety, and environmental regulations. The Indian government filed a lawsuit against UCC seeking justice for the victims. After years of legal battles, a settlement was reached in 1989. UCC agreed to pay $470 million in compensation. But was it enough? Many argued that the amount was a pittance compared to the scale of the tragedy. The fight for justice continues even today. The Bhopal gas tragedy serves as a grim reminder of the human cost of industrial disasters. It's a story of negligence, suffering, and the long struggle for justice.